Hi, it's Aaron from the MindBody Project. Welcome back to day number 2. So we're talking about NLP here, the questions on Neuro-Linguistic Programming. Just so you know, just remember you've got the Turn Depression into Happiness course, which is coming up in October the 4th. Then you've got the Turn Anxiety into Confidence course, and then you've got the NLP New Code Games course, which is coming up in October 13th. So just remember those are coming up. Right. So question number 2 then is, how does NLP work? How does Neuro-Linguistic Programming work? I did this a bit yesterday, but excellence is up here. And then you've got dysfunction down this end of the spectrum, average here. Right, NLP is about modelling excellence. It's about modelling. Find someone that does something really well. It gives you such a different mindset about the world that you go out into. The people who you used to think who are doing something really well and used to go, show off. Now I see them as, hey, that's a good skill. I'd love to learn how to do that. Let me try and work out what they're doing. I can go and model that now. Very quickly learn how to do it. I know that they get into a certain high performance state. I know that they do that. I get into that state and just model them until I can do it. And that's basically what NLP is. It's a modeling technology. The techniques that are there that you see around are from, for example, the Phobia technique is a technique. Basically, Richard Bandler went and interviewed and asked like people who had phobias but got rid of the phobias on their own. So you got like 100 people that just modelled what they did. He goes, how did you do it? And they basically went and said near enough the same thing. Yeah, I had enough. So I was dissociated. I just stepped back and thought, nope, I can't allow myself. You're just a da-da-da-da-da. And said had enough, went above threshold. And so Bandler come up with a technique like that. And then you test it. Now, it's not scientific, but it works. It works very well. And that's basically how I got into the field, because I was the worst. I was the worst person. I was like, if it's not science, then it doesn't work. I was like that. Love doesn't work. Yeah, doesn't work. Can't scientifically prove it. No. No. So I was the worst person at this. But then I realised that my results were nowhere near other people's. And then I was just curious. Got curious about what they were doing. And just started asking people, and they said, oh, it's NLP. So I looked at it. This is how I got rid of a phobia. I looked at it, got the book NLP for Dummies. So I got that, looked at one page of the fast phobia model, and I was like, what? There's only one page here. I was like, no. Put the book down, and then 6 months later, after doing some research on positive psychology of how the brain works, then I picked the book up again, and then I tried the technique, and then it worked very well. And so after that, when you have a result like that, you just can't go back. So that is it. So it's done by most of the stuff. You probably hear me saying, look, I do stuff now rather than theorize it. NLP is not about theory. It's about doing the actual thing. It's about getting the result. It's about getting the outcome. About getting the outcome that you want. When you do something science-wise, you're basically doing a null hypothesis. So in other words, you're doing the thing that you don't want to do. Yes, you're going against it. You're trying to prove it doesn't work. Yes, to make sure that it does work. Yeah, it's a very weird way of doing it. But that's how you prove things scientifically, to make sure that there's an effect. But science is going after effects. But with NLP, you're going after specific outcomes. And usually what you do is you go, who knows how to do this outcome that I want to get? Who's the person? Where are they? What do they do? How do they do it? That's essentially the NLP approach, which is, why do you think it works? How do you know it works? Because someone's already doing it. The results are already out there. So you know it works because someone's already doing it. If someone's already doing it, it works. You just got to break down what this person is doing and learn it. You're a human being. You're brilliant at learning things. That's how you do it. Yeah? Rather than having theories about it. Because a load of the time people come up to me with theories and I say to them, show me how to do it. And they go, I don't know how to do it. And I go, well, what use is it to me then? Yeah? There's no, I don't do theories anymore. And people will go, well, you need to have a theory. And then I go, right, okay, here's my theory. You don't need to have a theory. That's my theory. There you go. We're all done. So NLP is something that is used to get results, especially like, for example, presentations and getting rid of negative emotions. Brilliant for doing that. And it does it a lot quicker. Why? Because you're literally going through very quick steps and you're using more of your unconscious mind. It's not your conscious understanding, which is what, say, CBT or psychology would do. It's not about that, because I know that last week you can't remember what happened. You can't remember nothing what happened 2 weeks ago. What did you do? You don't remember that. And essentially that's what you're trying to use. You're trying to use something that's not going to last. So your unconscious mind is in charge of all your behaviours, all your emotions and everything like that. It's in charge of everything you're doing. And it stores your memories on minute detail. So what you want to do is get into a certain state, an altered state, and actually use the power of your unconscious mind to create the changes extremely quickly. We have time distortion because we can close our eyes and basically fast forward events or rewind events. We can move pictures around, called submodalities. We can make pictures less focused or more focused if we want to be more focused, or if we want to have more clarity on things. We can move pictures away that bother us. We can shove them into the distance. We can make it so that we're not bothered about those pictures anymore, because essentially that's all you're viewing. All your memories are just pictures. Anything that's happened in the past is a picture. Think about your childhood, this is a picture. Yeah, so that's all you're doing, is you're moving pictures around and changing it so you don't have the same feeling anymore towards that image that used to bother you. So it's just a very different way of doing it, and it's going more into process rather than sitting there for years and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking in content, which you may or may not get a better result. Yeah, so NLP is about doing things extremely quickly, because your unconscious mind, once you communicate with your unconscious mind, that's it, it's done. It's an easier way, far easier way, and that's why you're seeing NLP coming. It's gone, millions of people do it each year now. They don't just do one course, they do 2, 3 courses. It's in over 100 countries around the world. And as I said, people are getting extremely good results from it, and it's changing people's lives. It changed my life around, and it's changing many other people's lives around as well. So that is how NLP works.